Hi, kings and queens. Welcome to my channel. It's your favorite midwife Nashika. Awesome midwife at your cervix. It is such an honor to have you today joining me, and I'm excited about what is to come. Thank you guys so much to those of you who have subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. And for those of you who have not yet done so, because I realize that you are viewing the videos, and that is awesome. I applaud you. But if you have not subscribed as yet, I'm going to just give you a minute and let you subscribe. I know you really want to. You really should. You should help this community grow, because I'm helping you. You see, these kind of advice, you don't get them anywhere else but on the page of your favorite midwife. So please subscribe to the channel. Right there, you did it. Thank you. See, we now have each other. All right, so also remember to share with your friends and with your families. Everybody can learn something from this channel. And leave a comment, because I really like hearing from you. And turn on the notification bell. I'm certain you don't want to miss anything, now would you? So I am excited about today's topic. Drum roll. Is that the sound of drum though? All right, so now before we go any further, we are going to talk about myths in our Mythbuster. So hear what them say. So them say when you and this is the one that I got personally when I was pregnant. So them say when you're pregnant, you mustn't walk under no fence. Like fence, fence, yeah. So you mustn't walk under no fence, because if you do, the baby navel string can wrap around the baby neck. Process that. Alright, so of course, cord around the neck, or nuchal cord as we call it in the field, is very common in children. So of course not no go so. May I tell you say I want myth? That's a myth. That's a lie. Not no go so. Right? So cord around the neck, or nuchal cord, happens. It's very common. Like 1 in 3 mothers, babies, this may occur with them, so it's very common. It's not deadly to the baby if cord is around the neck. One of the things you must know, and one of the important things as it relates to ultrasound, a lot of times, especially in my health facility, it is so difficult to have women understand the true reason behind doing an ultrasound. Sometimes I joke around and I say, you guys hearing that we do a free baby shower here for you? And they would say, no, we didn't hear. And I'm like, that's because we're not. Because you see, when we send you to do ultrasound, we're not interested so much in the sex of your baby. What we're interested in is knowing that the baby is okay, and a nuchal cord is one of the things that might be identified on an ultrasound. It is quite possible for it not to be identified. Sometimes it is missed, but sometimes it is identified. Another thing is that during the delivery process, during labor and delivery, you might hear your midwife say to you, mommy, after the head is out and everything, midwife will say to you, mommy, stop pushing for now. And if the midwife is one like me, I'd love to talk to you so that you know exactly what is happening during your delivery. So I'm the kind of midwife, well, I talk during delivery. I talk when I'm doing a pap smear. So during my deliveries, I like to say, mommy, I see the head. You're doing very good. All right, mommy. All right, so stop pushing for a little bit. I'm going to be checking to see if the cord is around the baby head. Most times, if this is the case, the cord can be easily slipped over the baby head. Not a problem. Baby won't have any complications. Healthy baby, well baby. If not, then the midwife would just clamp and cut the cord right then and there. Still, everything is okay. Everything will be okay. So now say not no go so. All right, let me know what you have heard. Let me know some of the things that you're not sure of. It could be true, but we will certainly do our little dissecting of what them say, and certainly you will know in the end if it's a myth or not. That's it for them said today. So today, guys, a lot of you have been asking about questions about midwifery, and I want to share with you, I want to answer a few of the questions that you have or that you have asked, and I want to share with you my perspective, my view as it relates to midwifery in Jamaica. All right, so first and foremost, you know me, I gotta tell you, say it is an amazing profession. It is something that I am passionate about. Sometimes I wonder, I intend on moving on one of these days, but I love this job so much. I love the profession of midwifery. I love practicing. I really do enjoy it. So it's a beautiful profession. Let me just put that out there. And in order to become a midwife, I strongly believe that you must have a heart to serve. If you don't have a heart to serve, then it's going to just become like one regular job. And me would encourage you, nobody pick it up if that is your intention, because midwifery is not for no regular folks, midwives are supposed to be passionate, them supposed to have the drive and the determination to do this thing. At least that's my view. How long have you been practicing? Most of you would have already known by previous videos if you watched them. I hope you did, because that one has a limited amount of views. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a link in the description for you so that you can view it. I've been practicing for 11 years. So July coming, July special, extra special, because I was also born in July. And so for 11 years, July coming will be 12 years. And like I said, it has been amazing. It has been really, really amazing and rewarding. Yeah. Where did you study? So I studied at Kingston School of Nursing, KSN, but I was at the Spanish Town branch. So there was one in Spanish Town, one in Victoria Jubilee, and one at Cornwall Regional. And I studied at Spanish Town Midwifery. Now the program is at the University of Technology. So UTech has a midwifery program. Of course, it's a 4-year program, degree program. And of course, if you want information, feel free. I went on the site recently and all the information was there. Another person wanted to know, have I ever thought of migrating? And they also ask, if you were to migrate, where would you migrate to and why would you migrate? And yes, I have thought about migrating like several different times. One of the reasons why that thought would have come up is because the practice of midwifery can be limited in Jamaica. And for somebody who loves and who is passionate about what she does and is, I want to know more, I want to do more, I want to extend myself more. I love the challenges of my job. If I'm just doing the same thing every day, like I'm going in and I'm not being challenged, and that becomes boring for me. And so maybe that's why I even like home birth. So because home birth gives me a new perspective, and I have to be new challenges arise, and it just, yeah, I love that. And so I have thought about migrating, and that is the reason, because most other countries, Jamaica is one of them country who has a limited, we have limited ourselves as it relates to the practice of midwifery. In other country, midwifery is practiced on an holistic basis. Midwifery is practiced like, I believe, like it ought to be practiced. And so I would migrate for that kind of practice. I am trying to practice it like it ought to be practiced. But of course, there are several backlashes for some strange reason. If you do your job differently, if you do it differently, sometimes backlash and all of that exist. Yeah, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, if I were to migrate, it would be almost anywhere. Like there are some countries, Canada is on top of my list, and so it would be Canada. I have been checking out since 2010. At that time I wasn't qualified because that time they want 5 years experience. Now it's 10 years experience and some other stuff. But yeah, Canada would be top on my list. I've thought about Australia. I've thought about New Zealand. I've thought even about going to the Cayman Islands. So I've thought about all of those, but Canada is definitely on top of my list. So I want, if any of you plan on doing midwifery, so for my future midwives, I'm excited about you guys. For my future midwives, extend your borders, start with the mind. When you go in midwifery, start with that you're going to do not limit yourself to practicing in Jamaica. Trust me, it is out there for you, and I encourage you to go and get it. You can do it. You're a queen, you're a king. You can do it. Is midwifery difficult? I wouldn't say it's difficult. It's almost like every other job in terms of once you are properly trained for it, which you will get proper training. Well, I know I got awesome training in midwifery school. A matter of fact, I even got 15 extra days back at school, but then that is a story all by itself. But I give God thanks. Thank you, Lord, for those 15 extra days, because those 15 extra days back at, and not because me did dance or anything, man. Yeah. Let me say it's a story. That's an old story, but yeah. But yeah. So once you're trained properly, you will be able to do your job. And one of the things with midwifery is that it comes with practice. So the more you do it, it's a practicing thing. The more you do it, is the more you're able to do it. If you understand what I'm saying, the more home births you do, the more comfortable you become doing home birth. So it's like that. I do not want to say it's difficult. One of the things you must know, especially for my aspiring midwives, is that you you're not gonna have anybody there to like baby you. I think a lot of the times, young men and women come in this profession and think it's about you being babied. No, you see, when you finish your training, you become autonomous. So you are on your own. You practice with your own license. So you have to do this thing. You have to be able to manage. You have two persons' lives, a baby, mommy, and sometimes even more, because sometimes it's babies in your hand, and so you have to be willing to take on that challenge. And again, I say, if you don't believe you're somebody that is able to take on that kind of challenge and responsibility, then sadly enough, midwifery is not for you, because you have to be willing and able to take that on. And besides, as a midwife too, you become an advocate. You become an advocate for your clients, and you can't have whims advocating, can you? I'm not saying, but I'm just saying you can't be a wimp. You just have to be firm and know what you're about. I've had to advocate for clients on several different occasions, and you can't be afraid, because persons are going to challenge you from time to time. So you have to know exactly what it is that you're about, what care you're supposed to give, when you're supposed to give it. But like I said, you will learn, you will be taught. So I would say it is not difficult. I would say the fact that it can get complicated, that is what is amazing about it, that you will have problems that you will need to solve. Situation will arise that you will have to quickly think really quick and correct those situation. And that's what I love about it. I hate to be sitting down idling, or every day you go on the job and you do the same thing. Somebody wanted to know as well, what is my most memorable moment of being a midwife. I think I, I don't know if I can say I've had a most memorable moment, but almost all of my home births have been memorable. But one that stands out a lot is when I was delivering a baby at the birthing center in Sligoville. I was delivering her baby, and I was pregnant at the time. And I remember I wasn't feeling well, and I went on the outside I went on the outside to get some hair, and I believe I was also feeling nauseated and probably even vomiting too. And when I was on the outside, still at the door, like close, but yeah, on the outside, I literally heard when her water broke. Like I heard pop, and that was her head water that broke. And yeah, so I always remember that sound. Yeah, and a few minutes later, baby was here. So that's my most memorable moment. Worst memory of being a midwife. Um, it would it would definitely have to be any time that you know you lose a client. I remember, but this specific one stands out because I remember once being at AL Center working, and I had this client, and I saw her the first time she came to clinic, and when I saw her, I would have referred her to the Iris Clinic, and she ended up passing. She ended up dying, and had her baby, and then she died. And that stayed with me. Like, even now talking to you, I have this image of her on her first day, and that happened several years now. And I don't know why she stuck with me. Maybe because I was there educating her about high blood pressure, the importance of going to high risk clinic, so and so. A lot of persons, unfortunately, do not take high blood pressure in pregnancy very serious. And I must also advise you, mommies, daddies, aunties, grandma, grandfather, big sis, little sis, everybody. I must advise you that it is so important to follow the advice of your midwives, and especially high blood pressure in pregnancy. That thing can be deadly. It can be deadly outside of pregnancy, but even more so when you're pregnant, it becomes really, really, it can be very dangerous for both mommy and baby. And last but definitely not least, some persons would have asked me, what is the salary? Is the salary good? Isn't that a question? That's a lovely question, a beautiful question. And again, I need to be honest with you. The thing is, for me, the salary, for me, for the kind of work, and I've always said it, I've said it to my family members, I've said it to some of my colleagues as well. For the work that I do, the work that midwife Nashika Harrison does, my salary is not sufficient. However, to be honest with you, I believe that not all of us do right as it relates to our job. Some of us are not committed enough. Some of us shortchange too much. And so I don't know about anybody else, but I know that for some persons may be comfortable with what they get for their salary. But for me, I do not believe me currently in this beautiful highland of Jamaica for the work that I do not believe that I'm paid enough. But one of the beautiful thing about it as well is that because of how I do my job and because of why I do my job, of course I do it to get paid. I go to work for a salary. I mean, who doesn't? But at the end of the day, because of how I do it, even though it is not what I'd want, and I think I deserve more. I do believe, I honestly am grateful. I am grateful. But if any of you have any say in how much the midwives, well, let me say the nurses and midwives are paid, I really believe that you should advocate on our behalf, just for us to get some more. And then when you look as well on other countries and how well they pay their nurses and midwives, it is certainly not sufficient. It is not enough. I deserve more. And when you become a midwife, you will certainly recognize that your based on your workload and your expertise and all of that, you are deserving of more. Very well. So that's it, guys. That's it for today. I hope that you learned something, and I most certainly hope, especially for my future midwives, that you would have gained some information and some more confidence to join this beautiful profession. Let me say welcome to all of you, because I know that when you start school, you're going to be successful and you're going to be an awesome midwife. Hey, we might just have two favorite midwives, yeah? Right. So thanks, guys. Thanks so much for watching my video. Thank you for subscribing again to my channel. And remember, leave your comment. I need to hear from you. Share this video with someone because together we are growing. It's your favorite midwife, Midwife Nashika, at your cervix. Remember, your royalty.